Welcome to the 2025 Money in the Bank Wrestling Predictions and Thoughts. Of course, as always, don't watch wrestling alone. Come join the Kraken Wrestling community. It's time that we break down absolutely everything heading into WWE's Money in the Bank, which is happening this Saturday, June 17th, live from LA. And of course, what we're going to do here today, we're going to give you our thoughts. We're going to predict who will be leaving with the Money in the Bank briefcase and crashing through some ladders, breaking some tables, and then, of course, who might be leaving with that Women's Intercontinental Championship. So, starting off with Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. We're going to start off talking about this one because it does have a good possibility to be a show stealer because of the actual heel atmosphere that Becky Lynch is walking into, and the build up to this match has been better than what I think some people give it credit for. Now, of course, Lyra is going to be defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship again against Becky for the second time. We did see them at Backlash go one-on-one against each other where Lyra got that quick roll-up. And of course, for those who might be new to wrestling, this has been building up since Raw after WrestleMania, where Becky took out Lyra. But here's my one thing about this. Becky has never held the Women's Intercontinental title. With her legacy that she has built for herself in NXT, on SmackDown, on Raw, going back to NXT, I really do believe that there's a possibility that she could win this title and have it added to her collection of the wins that she has got and the titles. Technically, she is a Grand Slam champion, but they added these in after the fact. So, if she wants to be a true overall Grand Slam champion, she would need the Women's Intercontinental. Now, that is still very possible, but Lyra, she has had some fire in her here recently, at least the past 3 weeks. She cost Becky her qualifying match. She's been calling her out every week. They've been throwing hands. Her promos and confidence has been absolutely unshakable, has had a lot of fire, intent with them, and she's made it clear she sees herself as she is better than Becky and that she does not need Becky to defy who she is. And I really think that's the case here. So for me, I want to see Lyra Valkyria retain, proving that she's the true better women's wrestler between her and Becky Lynch. And basically, she beat her mentor twice. And we have Lyra move on heading into SummerSlam as the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Now, we're going to talk about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, who has a stacked lineup with LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Solo Sikoa, Seth Rollins, and pulling double duty is Chad Gable, El Grande Americano. So for me, I think a lot of people think that Seth Rollins is actually going to be the winner walking out of the men's Money in the Bank. Well, let me throw a curveball. Let me be the opposite, and let me tell you why it's not going to be Seth Rollins. I'm going to break it down for y'all so you can understand exactly what's going to happen. Penta and El Grande Americano, they have been feuding since Penta basically showed up. Chad Gable went on a sabbatical, took some time off. El Grande shows up. Cool. I think we're going to see these two cancel each other out. We may see a Mexican destroyer from halfway up a ladder through a table. We're going to see something crazy from these two, in my opinion. Penta probably takes out El Grande. Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa has been costing Jacob Fatu the title for quite some time. He cost him the Money in the Bank qualifier accidentally. He's been getting involved in places he shouldn't be. There's a lot of tension there with JC Mateo. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see his own bloodline accidentally cost him the match, kind of like they've been doing. Now with Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, there's a possibility from what we've seen in the previous match that they could have him somewhat interfere because he didn't run the play correctly and Andrade won. That could be a possibility. Seth Rollins, I don't think Seth is going to win on the simple fact that CM Punk is not going to let that happen. Punk is going to find a way to make sure he doesn't win. You're going to have Breaker involved. You're going to have Bronson Reed involved. It's going to be chaos, but Seth Rollins does not walk out. Which leaves us to the megastar, Mr. L.A. Knight himself. I truly see L.A. Knight walking into Los Angeles and leaving the men's Money in the Bank winner. And I could see him possibly attempting a cash in tonight for Money in the Bank on Cena or Jay. Possibly. I wouldn't really expect it this time, but I could see Monday, after a brutal match between Gunther and Jay, him attacking to cash in. And if he's successful with it, fantastic. Don't get me wrong, because then you put the megastar on Monday night as a champion. I think that'll help Monday night. So give me LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah. Now let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this might be the absolute match of the night. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm looking forward to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'm looking forward to any other match on this card. Got Stephanie Valkyria, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Julia. Absolutely a fantastic field of absolutely top performing women's wrestlers in the WWE. Now, if we look a little deeper into this match, we got Julia, who won her qualifying match against Charlotte and Zelina Vega. Charlotte didn't take the pin, but yet again, Julia kind of won over Charlotte, in my opinion. That's big for Julia. Stephanie Valkyria, she's just continuing to build her momentum that she brought in from NXT and now on the main roster in her match against Ivy Nile and Liv Morgan. Alexa Bliss, she's back. She's been on a good winning spree for quite some time now. She teamed with Zelina Vega when they beat Chelsea. I do believe it was Piper at that point. I'm glad they put Alexa in here. She's a wild card for me. As long as the Wyatts don't get involved, she may win. If the Wyatts get involved, she might not win. But yet again, they could actually help her win with Nikki Cross being part of the women's division. And they used to tag together. There is possibility there. Now, Naomi, who has took this heel turn to another level, I think she could actually win this. It would be a huge shock, and I would be okay with it, but I really think she gets canceled out by Jade Cargill. I think this feud is going to head into SummerSlam. And I think on night one, we finally get the payoff, and that feud will end. Not sure who will come out victorious there. We still got a few months. Roxanne Perez, who has done absolutely everything you could ask for in the NXT women's division. She is fantastic at what she does. I do believe she's actually the youngest on the women's roster right now inside WWE. She's the fastest rising, and I think she's done it faster than what Tiffany did. And I think she's won more titles, which is absolutely fantastic that they put all that effort into Roxanne Perez and made her the top star, the prodigy in NXT, and then brought her up to Monday Night Raw. And now we see her doing great things there. Cannot wait to see where she continues to go. Honestly, she is one of my second to top picks to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now you got Rhea Ripley, Mommy in the Bank, as she's already called herself. And she's gotten a lot of traction with her Mommy's on Top, Mommy in the Bank promos. But here's my thing. She's probably going to be the winner, in my opinion. Roxanne and her will probably be the last two on the ladder. But if she wins, I do not want her going after Liv Morgan. I want her going after Tiffany Stratton. and I want her to be chasing the title. Because there was, in my opinion, Rhea as champion or as not champion, she is better when she is a heel. Don't matter if she's chasing the title, if she's got the title. Rhea Ripley is better as a heel inside the WWE. She's over either way as a face or heel. I just want her to be a chasing heel for a title rather than a face chasing a heel. Either way, though, she's over. But Rhea Ripley will win this year's Money in the Bank. We got the main event. John Cena, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Now, this one's kind of odd to be the main event. I know there's a lot of fans that want to see Cody and Jey win. But I'm calling it for John Cena and Logan Paul. And I really think they're going to spin it off of the Jey Uso being worn out, doing a lot of extra stuff, helping with all the stuff with Seth, all the stuff with Sammy, the tag match 2 weeks before he was in a match against Logan Paul. There's a lot going on into this, pushing him into the Monday night match against Gunther. And I just don't think he's going to win back to back. I think he's going to go in mentally and physically exhausted and then pull out a big win against Gunther. And then that's when we could see the cash in. And then Cody. We got to remember his promo from last week where he said the offer is still on the table. Now, could we see Cody turn heel and turn on Jey and go with Cena? There's always a possibility. The way it's looked so far, I don't see that happening. But with the heel turn Cena had, and it's still needing to build a little bit, I think after R-Truth's feud, I think it was good, but I think there's still some more going on that we need to see. I think him and Logan Paul win. They continue to build John Cena's heel turn. And Logan Paul will continue to be a heel who performs extremely well in the ring. And it's going to shape and form some aftermath heading into SummerSlam. Because I don't think at Saturday Night Main Event we'll see a lot of other things happen with these four. But yet again, we could. Now, with that being said, that is our Money in the Bank predictions, our full breakdown, the chaos we're going to see, the title change that we might have or might not have. But here's what I want. I want you to drop your prediction below in the comments. And of course, as always, do not watch wrestling alone. Join the Kraken wrestling community. Hit that like, smash that subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell. That way you can hang out with us for all PLEs and pay-per-views. And until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic evening.